All right, how's it going, everybody? My name's Travis Alonix, back here to do a podcast today. Bringing on Jason Ohlstein. Jason, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good, good, doing well today. Great having you on. We're gonna start this podcast today, first episode, and probably try and do it once a week or so if we can. You guys well aware of myself, make all my content on Rutgers, the Eagles, Devils, Yankees on his YouTube channel. Now, Jason, you want to talk about yourself a little bit? Info about yourself?
Yep, coming in here. I'm also a big Rutgers guy. Rangers, Yankees as well, and then football. A little bit of a different direction. Go out west. I'm a big Raider fan, so those are my teams. And yeah, we'll try to get on here about once a week, and we'll go from there. A lot of Rutgers content, and as baseball season comes around too, I'm sure we'll get going with the Yankees. Um, and some hockey content as well. We'll definitely be on here as well. So excited to get started on our first episode today.
Yeah, awesome for sure. Definitely with Rutgers and Yankees getting going and hockey, some mix there with the hockey, Rangers, Devils, but it's all great, great stuff and get going for sure. Now Rutgers definitely we're gonna hit on our hoops today. Rough game last night. For Rutgers losing Nebraska 67-56 out there in Lincoln after a great win for Rutgers Thursday night. I was there in attendance at the rack, blew them out 82-52, 30-point win after we had lost three straight, Jason, and we come back with that great win. But it's just kind of an anomaly. Michigan is just that bad of a team. We had a great start in that game. Everything was falling for us, 7 for 7 from the field. And I never looked back, went up by 25, 15-point lead at halftime, and then just kind of totally blew them out in the second half. Great night there, but we come back a couple days later and just play a kind of game we played a lot all season long. Get down big early, get down most of the game, try to battle back, but rough offense. Effort wise, it's all Nebraska, rebounding the basketball. Also plays were all in favor of them, and yeah, it's kind of the way it went. And give your initial thoughts on the game here.
Yeah. So coming off a big, beat Michigan by a lot. Obviously, Michigan's not too good this year. Probably the worst team in the Big Ten. Headed out to Lincoln, and we didn't get off to a fast start again. Put ourselves in a hole like we've been doing, the entire season. And the veteran leadership all night long was rough. Hyatt didn't do much, 2 points. Cliff only 3 shot attempts all night. Just looking, our veteran leaders looking disinterested. Simpson's really struggling right now from the field, both in the mid range and just he's really having a tough time. But it was great to see Gavin off the bench. He had a great game, brought a lot of energy. You could see defensively, he's really improving in one-on-one matchups. Wolf with a good game off the bench as well. So that was good to see. But, out of our senior leaders, guys that have been here for 4 and 5 years, we need more out of. J Mike too didn't score at all. So we need more production out of the guards. And we need Cliff to have more than 3 shot attempts. He needs to be more aggressive, and we need to do a better job on the rebounding front as well. Nebraska wanted it more last night, getting on the floor for loose balls, and they had the extra step, and we didn't come out with a lot of energy, and we ended up getting blitzed on the road. So hopefully we'll rebound quickly, and we got Wisconsin next Thursday night. So hopefully we'll look better then.
Yeah, totally agree with all of that. What you said there. Kind of get into more in depth about some of the guys, players, and their game last night. Also, Peichel. I guess I want to ask you about kind of him and obviously Mawat now having Mawat Mag last night was big. He's been out now a bunch, and his comments after the games, and hopefully maybe we'll have him Wisconsin. Kind of, what's your thoughts on the situation there with Mawat Mag?
Yeah, no, I think the Mawat Mag situation's interesting. He's a guy who's been here for years. He's definitely a glue guy in the program who Peichel really likes and respects. But ever since Mag went down with the injury last year, he took him a while to get started this year, coming off an ACL injury, and he's just been, he's been inconsistent, on both ends of the floor, I think. But for Peichel to put that pressure on him last night, in a post game where maybe he's going to play, maybe he's not going to play. You got to let the kid get healthy. He has another year of eligibility. We don't really know what he's doing, if he's going to come back or he's going to look towards the portal, for a better opportunity. I'd love to have Mag back. I think he's a big part of what we do defensively. And I do think in the right offensive scheme as well, I think he could be a big threat for us. But I think, Peichel, that remark bothered me a little bit. I think Mawat's given a lot to this program. And I think, moving forward, Mawat's got to do what's best for him. Obviously, there's at least 3 games left. We got Wisconsin, we got Ohio State, and then we got the Big Ten tournament. So at least 3 games guaranteed. And I'm not thinking we're going to see Mawad again at this point. He's struggling on the other knees now, bothering him, and he doesn't seem to be at full health. He's been having trouble all year. So, those are my thoughts on what Peichel had to say last night. In terms of the Mag injury, and yeah, as Peichel said as well, as I mentioned before, Nebraska wanted it more. Loose balls, defensive effort. Lately our offensive effort hasn't been there all year, but I feel on the defensive side of the floor, the energy is just it's not there. Something's missing, and it's been missing all year, and that's a big part of why we are where we are right now. 15-14 and 7-11 in the Big Ten. Struggling and at the bottom of the barrel. So hopefully a bright future ahead for this program, but it's been a very frustrating year.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. It's tough to see because normally Pickel's teams he always brings the toughness, physicality, the effort's always there. In years past, this year obviously you mentioned not having the offense. You would think you'd still have the physicality and the toughness. It just most part hasn't been there, and it's rough. And as you mentioned at the beginning, Jason, like it's the veterans, the starters, the guys just not playing that well. The guys coming off the bench, especially last night, Noah, Gavin. Wolf, those guys were fighting for loose balls, jumping, getting rebounds, and obviously they brought an edge. Wolf, he didn't play at all the other night. Michigan at home. Michael had that comment where the 8 guys just play great in practice and earned playing the whole game. I think it's kind of the way that game went. Michigan, I guess they were dominating, so they kept them out there. But then in a couple of days off after that game, Wolf's out there early and played a good amount and played well in that game. Same thing with Gavin. I mean, Peichel texted during the game. I mean, he made a lot of changes. It wasn't going right, so he tried different lineups. Yeah, I mean, Derek, like starting this game, played 30 minutes, but just did not do much at all. His shot is just not there. Shooting the ball, layups just cannot get anything to come in there. And mentioned Jamichael, this guy's he's known for his defense, but he had those first couple shots early in the game were just real rough, and that kind of went the whole game for him. Then Hyatt, who started off having some real good games early for us, and it's late in his college career, what 5th, 6th year into college, just wide open looks, now knock him down, misses 2 big foul shots as well, and it's just painful to see, really.
Yeah, kind of go off of that. Another thing that I think that's been going on a lot with the program is, guys like Oscar and Austin Williams, Austin's done after this year. Oscar came back after he had originally transferred out to Elon, and Pike brought him back as a guy, a guy with experience within the program who can help some of these younger guys develop. And I just think, guys like Gavin need to be the ones that, if he's not going to start, then he needs to be coming off the bench before guys like Oscar, before guys like Austin Williams. If you have a guy that you bring in, it's a 4-star, really one of the, highest recruits we've had in years, a sharpshooter. There's going to be struggles from a freshman. It's Big Ten basketball. It's extremely physical. He's hasn't had a true, he's going to have an off season here. He's going to hopefully get in the weight room. And, just in general, I think we need to look towards the future. And if we have Gavin here as part of the future of this program, I think it's important that he gets extended runs at this point in time, and that we really try to develop this kid as much as possible, because I think he is going to be a really important piece to this team, next year, and beyond. I think the talent's there. You could see it on his one-on-one matchups defensively. He's moving better. He's quicker, better hands. So I think he's doing a really good job defensively lately. The shot's not falling. 3 of 10 from the floor, 2 of 6 from 3. He is struggling to shoot the ball, but again, if we're going to shoot the 3 ball, we might as well let him and Noah shoot the ball. They're our 2 best shooters on our team. So I think Gavin needs to get a real run at it. I think we need to see what we have in him, and really go from there. I've been disappointed as well. Cliff had a rough game last night, didn't do much. It was nice to see Wolf step up. I've been on Wolf all year. I just think the development really has not been there, both on the defensive side of the floor and the offensive side. But it was nice last night. He was aggressive. He was going up strong. He was boxing out. One of the few guys who threw a body on someone last night. So if he can continue to play like that, he may find himself maybe as a potential backup next year. I think Lathan Somerville is coming in. Is really going to establish himself as the backup, and then depending upon what Cliff does, will really determine where we go at the five. Those are just some of my thoughts. Again, it's been a frustrating year, and offensively, we really keep struggling to shoot the basketball. Really, really, it's rough.
Yeah, yeah, totally. I mean, last night, 33% from the field, just 16% from three, 4 of 25 looking at here. Another night of 9 missed foul shots, 10 of 19, so 52.6%. And yeah, like touch back on Gavin, like great points on him. His defense, it's great to see that improve. Early on, defense was really, really bad. So he's come a long way there. And then shoot wise, yeah, like you mentioned, still wasn't great percentage, but confidence. Confidence. He made that first one from like the logo. Then he kept shooting from there. Maybe not always shooting from there, but he was more confident last night getting the ball, shooting it, driving at times to the one drive and the layup. So great to see him. And as mentioned, Wolf, those guys. Gavin should definitely play more and definitely be a big piece of this team coming next year with the guys coming in as well. And yeah, I just the whole it's been real rough and like so many games at home and away just get down early big. You just go on droughts. We can't score the basketball on defense. We've been rated number 2, which all season long. It's been awesome, but when you can't score enough, then it's gonna wear down. And sometimes defense plays well, but you can't get boards. You give teams many second chance, third chance opportunities. Sometimes even a fourth chance on one possession. It's just brutal, just brutal. Been away all
Mm-hmm.
season.
Yeah, no, and as I had mentioned before as well, it's disappointing to see the lack of leadership. I feel with this team. I feel like we've been through 29 games, I believe, at 15 and 14, and I just don't really feel like we've had a leader step up. Maybe a few games here and there. Jeremiah Williams has been really good since he came in, and I think he's gonna play a big part next year. He gets downhill, he plays hard, and I think he brings an attitude to this team that has really been missing, outside of when he's been there. And
Yeah,
I don't think any of our veteran leaders have really stepped up and owned the responsibility of that leadership in the room. And I think that's a big part of what we've been lacking this year. I know we lost Cam in the offseason to when he transferred to UConn, and we lost Paul. And something's been missing all year long. And there's definitely a talent deficiency on this team. That's as clear as day. But I think we really need to, as the season comes to a conclusion, I think Pike really needs to, sit down, really reevaluate this entire roster. Who belongs here, who doesn't belong here, and really, really next year, I know we have 2 great guys coming in, Dylan and Ace, Lathan, Bryce Dortch, but again, the Big Ten is a tough league. It's physical. Every night's a battle, no matter who you're playing. And you need depth in this league. You need guys that you can rely on that come off the bench, that play hard, that box out, and that, can give you some bench scoring. Bench scoring is extremely important. So I think, just because we have some great recruits coming in and some highly touted prospects, and it's one of the most sought after seasons ever in Rutgers basketball history. We need to make sure that we fortify the depth on this team, and we go into next year, that we have at least 4 to 5 guys, 3 to 4 guys even that come off the bench that really we feel comfortable with playing. So we'll see how Pike goes about maneuvering this roster, whether he goes and looks for someone who go run this offense as well. It's just way too much stagnation on this offense. The lack of screening, way too much dribbling, the lack of fluidity, just not enough shot creation. We're way too many times down. We're one and done. And when you don't have a team that can shoot the ball, it makes for a very challenging time, no matter how well you play defense. So yeah, looking forward to finishing this season hopefully on a high note. Hopefully we make a little bit of a push in the Big Ten tournament. May get Maryland in the first round, so another real barn burner there. But
Yeah.
we'll see what happens, and I think there's a bright future ahead for this program, and yeah, looking forward to Thursday night out in Wisconsin. I think it will be a good matchup for us. We always play them tough, and we'll probably have another reaction for you either Thursday or Friday. So
Yeah.
there's some thoughts from the season and last night out in Lincoln.
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate it, Jason. Great having you on. Great insight. Can't wait to do it again. And so yeah, it's been our first edition of our podcast here. Myself, Travis Lonix, and Jason Ohlstein. I can't wait to do it again. So signing off here, Jason, myself, Travis. Have a good one. Have a good one, everybody.
Thank you so much. Take care.